What's up guys, Chris here from CTJ, the Saint Leads, bringing you guys another deck profile video. Today we're going to be going over the deck that I played in last weekend's CoreTCG Premier Regional, whatever type of tournament it was. Thanks guys for the invite as well. I ended up playing Surgeku, and we only played 3 rounds. Part of it for the participation, but also because I had a lot of things I needed to do. I've been house searching for the past like 2 weeks, which is why I haven't really been doing any YouTube stuff. Very minimum YouTube stuff. But I had some time today, so I decided to bust out one of my favorite leaders and play in this tournament. So we ended up going 2-1. Like I said, after the 3rd round, I had to leave, but I wanted to play at least 3, so I make sure I got my participation, which we'll make a video on the cards when we get those for the participation. But we'll go over the deck that I played, and I like this deck. I think I'm going to change a few things with it, because I still think this leader can be really good, and red-yellow still is really strong. So it just kind of depends on how you play this. This deck can get really aggro really quickly. It becomes extremely annoying, and we'll kind of go over it here. So if you guys don't remember what this leader does, when he swings at anything, you draw 2 and pitch 1. Very interesting effect because you can kind of fill up the drop area. You can cycle out some cards that you don't want, but just being able to refresh your hand is really strong. You awaken, you put a red and yellow underneath it, and at 5 life you gain the Surgeku abilities. Now, this has been errated. This only works on your turn, but that's still okay. The leader actually works better this way. It becomes a more aggressive version of the deck. So for one, you can discard or detach a card, choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and remove their skills for the turn. So barrier, invoker, deflect, indestructible, you remove all that stuff. Second effect, you can give your leader 10k in crit. Very strong when you're pushing for game or just pushing for some damage. Just being able to make this a 25k crit, and then you combo a 5k on top of it, now you're at 30 crit for 1 card. Very strong effect. So we're gonna go over here into the early stages of the deck. Very aggressive, as you're gonna see here. So 2 Saiyan Kaba for double strikes, 4 Super Saiyan 3 Gokus for double strikes. This just gives me some consistency with red and yellow. The deck runs more red, so I wanted to make sure that the cards that I am running yellow, if I wanted to run a decent amount of them. 3 Basils, although it's not double strike, this can become a 19k dual attack that can really pressure down unisons, just pressuring down other battle cards on the field, and it draws me a card when it comes onto the field, which is super good. 3 of the Beerus Biding His Time. This is my basically my 1-drop red crit card. When he comes in, if you have a red yellow multicolor in your energy, you reduce his cost by 2, so he comes out for 1 red, and now he's a 15k crit. Which is why I didn't run any of the Intensifying Power Trunkses or the new yellow crit Goku or the Krillin, because I had the double strikes and I have this for my red crit. Now it is basically unique. If you read the permanent here, it has the uniques. You can't you can't spend the more with these, but just getting the 1 down early or just as like a last attack is really strong because you're just adding more crit pressure. And 2 Broly's. This is kind of my utility card here. My opponent decides to leave all their energy open. I'll throw this down. Hopefully I can bait out a counterplay, or I can just rip something from their hand and see what they have in their hand. Obviously you saw we're running red-yellow, so we run the 4 red-yellow check lands, as well as the 4 red-yellow super combos. And this will be for our arrival pieces here. So for arrival pieces, we run 2 Beerus. He allows us to choose any battle card on our opponent's field that doesn't have barrier, 25k or less, and KO it, or choose your leader and a battle card in rest mode, ignoring barrier. Card can't be switched to active mode until the start of their next, or my next main phase, basically their next turn. I put this at 2. I actually wasn't gonna run this card at all because I'm not running Heartfelt Plea. But the idea was I was going to use this for Gohan, because I knew people were going to be playing Gohan. Didn't end up playing against one, which is nice. But Gohan, I would throw this down on Gohan, stop them from attacking me for a turn, which would more than likely, end up biding me enough time, to maybe win the game or build up more defenses. The main arrival card, though, that we ran in this deck is the Vegeta Bulma engine. So this is the new one. Came out of the most recent set 10. And it's the same thing. It's kind of as the King Vegeta, Prince Vegeta card, where you play it and you draw a card. Now that one KOs something 3 or less in rest mode. This one has an active main where you tap 2 and you can choose a yellow sand that is 20k power in your hand and play it. So for 2 energy, you get to play out a 3-drop. Now this is kind of our engine of the deck. If we can keep one of these on the field for more than a turn, this will end up giving us just tons of value. So the first one that we run is the Dawn of Divinity, or the Son of Divinity, Surgeku. So this is a 3-drop crit offering. So we play this out with Vegeta, slap it down, and now we get to draw 2 cards. Our opponent crits. This actually won me a game against, I think it was Gotenks. I played out 2 of these, and he didn't want me to take any, draw any cards, so he just kept critting life, and then I would swing with this with the 20k crit. Just applies very interesting pressure for 2 energy, and it is only 1 per turn. But if you have multiple of these on the field and you have the energy for it, you can always just play out more. So I got 2 of those, and then my my little cheeky card was the Super Saiyan 4. It doesn't say Super Saiyan 4, but Surgeku Absolute Annihilation. He is a yellow Saiyan. He has Deflect, Barrier, and Unique. When he comes down, your opponent can't activate extra card skills unless they choose 1 card, 1 energy, and switch it to rest mode. Now, how this effect basically works is when they announce that they're using an extra card, they can't use it unless they tap an energy. So, let's say they're trying to use Bean. So every extra card that they go to use, you increase the energy by 1, if that makes any sense. So a Sense of Bean costs 2 energy now instead of 1, because you have to tap 1 before you play it. Lisa's Coercion's 2. Emperor's Death Beam, if they have Invoker, is 2. If they don't have Invoker, it's 4. But this is a very interesting card. I put this in here for Invoker matchups. Or just matchups that just run a lot of extra cards. Since I'm not running the Gotenks leader, I can't draw off of it. At least I can stop them from triggering more energy. Even if they use a sparking extra card, they use a 4-star ball, because I know Kid Q is going to be a thing. They still have to tap an energy. Even if it's not using energy, you increase every extra card's cost by 1. And it's also 5k, and it's yellow, so it just has combo power as well. For Unisons, we run 2 of the Gotenks. Very helpful, actually. The awakening part of it was pretty good, being able to get the 5 life, because maybe I wasn't able to find any of my 1-drops. Giving my leader 5k, as well as the -2, which I can rip something from my opponent's hand. That's very strong. But the big boy was Jiren. I actually did not play him in any of my games. I was kind of sad. He's the one person I really wanted to drop in this game. I played a lot in testing. This card came down almost every game in testing, but he's a 20k. You can give him Double Strike. First battle card your opponent plays or Unison, you can minus it by 10. And then active battle, you can -3 and neg something 25k ignoring barrier. There is apparently a ruling going on where you can only use his activate battle on your turn. Hopefully they kind of change that so you can use it on your opponent's turn, because this is a good defensive card. I think it'd be nice if you can use him there. So, but regardless, so we run 5 of those, and 2 of the Yamcha counterplays. I'm thinking about taking this out. I know this was a best of 1, which is why I wanted to run it, just so I had the ability to use a free play. But I think it's not very good with this deck. I would sideboard it for sure, just in case, like very wide matchups like Vegex and things like that, or Ginyu. But this build didn't really need it. It ended up becoming pitch fodder or surge fodder. So got the Raiders War Cries, got 3 of those. 4 is too heavy considering we don't run Bean. I didn't want to tap out too much, but this card ended up winning me a few games just being able to pressure. Comes in for 2 energy if you combo with it. It taps on a battle card, draws you a card, and now you have a 20k Double Strike on board for 2 energy. And you'll see a lot of the cards that we play in this deck, we don't play them out for their full value or their 1 energy. So we're playing a lot of cheap battle cards really quickly. Even though it is a multicolored deck, we're still able to play out a lot of things in 1 turn. 2 Swift Retaliation Cooler. I ran this just in case I was trying to go for game. I can tap 3, play this, negate the counter, and then draw a card, now another 15k body on the field. Never came up though, just because we never got to that point. It's a really good card, especially for best of one. 2 Beerus Balls for some defensive options. 2 Time Magic. I'm thinking about, because I did not include Afterimage in this deck, and I think if I were to play it, if I take out the Yamchas, probably add two Afterimages, because just needing the sparking is really effective. The game that I lost to a Kefla Surge player, which I will have a deck coming for that pretty soon, because I have a. After playing against the guy, I kind of realized how I wanted to build that deck, and I'm going to build something that's, I think, going to be really, really fun. But he ended up dropping Vegito, the Patora one on me, and I did not have a Sparking Negate in hand. If I did, I probably would have won. So we didn't have that option, unfortunately. But I run 2 of these right now. We'll have 2 Afterimage in the deck as well. 1, the Final Guardian. For a best of 1, it's really good. For hand destruction, for Gohan, for Vegex even, just being able to negate from the drop area. Is super, super strong. Obviously, the King General of negates, we have Topo for those. No, nothing really else to say about Topo, just stops turns from going on. Didn't stop my the Vegito player. I ended up Topoing, I think, twice that turn, maybe once, I can't remember. And he just fought through the Topo effect. I was like, you know what, you deserve to win that game, that's fine. But we run 4 of those. And then Fu ended up winning me a game, and then Smoke never came out. Baby Janempa is a good alternative to Smoke. It's a little bit cheaper. But Fu is the real monster in this deck. This is just kind of a second option. Now what's nice is that my leader does fill the drop area up pretty well with this effect, so Overwhelm or Smoke will be online much sooner than other decks that I've played. So it's a plus, but I think these 2 are just absolutely great. I would take this out probably for Baby Janempa if I did own it, which I don't anymore, sadly. But it still worked pretty well. I would love to have seen how far I could have gotten with this deck, because it felt really well against every matchup I played. What did we play against? First matchup was Kefla Surge. Second matchup was Gotenks, which ran red-yellow. Third matchup was Topo, I think. It was yellow-green Topo. Or yellow Topo? I think it was mono yellow Topo. Can't remember. It's actually been a few days. But yeah, I wish I could have played more. But you guys may see this deck on the channel more. I think it's really, really good. Try it out yourself. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if any suggestions you guys I think should add to this outside of the draw apes, because that's an obvious. But glad I got to participate. I hope we get to see more webcam tournaments in the future. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you CoreTCG for getting my invite, and yeah, see you guys in the next video.